lies, same plan, troops out of Afghanistan. Same lies, same plan, troops out of Afghanistan.
We have to recognize that the troop surge that Mr. Obama announced, the 34,000 increase in troops, is accompanied by a contractor surge. We call them contractors today. We used to call them mercenaries. There are 104,000 private contractors working in Afghanistan. That's so while Mr. Obama may put a July 2011 deadline on the beginning of the withdrawal of troops, that deadline is meaningless, absolutely meaningless, and was thrown out for people like us. That deadline was so that Mr. Obama can protect his right flank by increasing 34,000 troops, but yet try to keep people who want an end to this conflict behind him by saying, well, we are going to begin to withdraw them.
In addition to the economic draft, because as we know, poor people, minorities primarily, sign themselves up because the economy can give them no jobs. But they've also done something very deeply dangerous for us as a society, which is to use the National Guard. And we know that more than any other state here in Vermont because of the per capita proportion of National Guardsmen and National Guard women from Vermont that go to Afghanistan and Iraq. But think for a minute about what this means socially. These are people who are not as previous troops have been. They're not young people just out of high school. These are mature, middle-aged people in families, in jobs, active in their communities, belonging to churches, belonging to social organizations. Now, this is incredibly damaging, of course, to them, to their families, to the communities from which they are taken. But here's an opportunity, and this is what I would leave you with. The way we end this war, it seems to me, of course we build a movement among activists, most of us here, people that I recognize here, I think of as activists and organizers. But we don't really change anything until we begin to have, on a persistent basis, with a tremendous amount of patience, a lot of persistence, and great focus, until we begin to have very difficult conversations with what we would say would be regular citizens.
I know what a person looks like with their face blown off. I know what it looks like when the light goes out of somebody's eyes. And I know what it feels like when you stick a friend in a body bag. That's what's happening to your sisters and brothers over in Afghanistan.
It's all of us acting together as informed and empowered citizens, doing nonviolent civil disobedience and organizing that's going to end this thing. The end of this war isn't going to come from Barack Obama or from Congress. And if our congressional delegation votes for appropriation bills for this war, we need to occupy their offices and hold them accountable and refuse to leave until they'll talk with us about why they're casting votes their constituents don't agree with. Because just as Obama is doing a surge of the war in Afghanistan, we need to do a surge in the anti-war movement right here. So hopefully, starting today and from every day forward from here, a righteous flame of indignation can rise in the anti-war movement to say no more, not another dollar, not another day for this illegal and immoral war. Troops home now!
Same lies, same plan, troops out of Afghanistan. Same lies, same plan, troops out of Afghanistan.